Claire Louise from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm back. Very interesting energies for the day in the daily read. Have you all watched it? The read for Monday the 17th. It's one of those weird days where the energies are kind of a bit of a warning. Something about red flags and interference by people, which is very interesting because it's really reflecting what's going on in my life right now. And anyway, we've got to be careful today of being hoodwinked, of gaslighting, that kind of thing. We've got to trust our intuition. If your intuition is telling you something, you're not quite trusting somebody, or someone's trying to tell you the opposite of what is actually, of what your intuition is telling you, just beware of that today. Because I don't know why we have these energies, but that's what came up in the daily read. And as I said, it's very rare that stuff like that comes up. So let's get some more dirt on the day. Who have we got on today? How is everybody today? Is anybody on with me? Yes, some people are on. A very special training session 2 days ago with the champion. He wanted to train me, and it was incredible. Back to basics training. The owner of the gym said, "You're so lucky," because he hardly trains anybody, and he said, you know, to train one-on-one with him, you'd be spending a lot of money to do that, and he just wanted to train me, so he did, so it was amazing. I think he's actually left the island now. Hey Donna, hey Eva, hey Barbara. Yes, I'm half price there, still going for a few more hours. So if you didn't get one of those yet, past, present, future read, you can. Oh, nice. We've had this card before. Remember when this one used to come out all the time for me? Bottom of the deck. Got the flower spirit today. This is the one about fun, isn't it? I'll just say, stick it up there, flower spirit. Oh, 10. How is everyone today? Flower spirit, friendship, soul, tenderness, joy. This card shows the tender and sensitive flower fairy, the soul of each plant. She listens with all her heart to her friends and provides a soothing caress when their edges get prickly. By enjoying life and keeping playfulness in her heart, she's a source of inspiration and joy. Her childlike vision helps her see the good in all things, especially herself. So maybe we've got to keep light-hearted about this. The crap that's going on today. Fairy magic. Hey Karen. Yeah, so maybe we've just got to, this is about friendships and staying light-hearted and stuff like that. So maybe, maybe what's going on, we just have to be light-hearted about it. So that means that the energies aren't that serious, do you know what I mean? It's not that serious. I kept on getting messages last night. I didn't reply to them, Donna. I didn't. Anyway, it's not stopping me from training. So yeah, keep it light-hearted. Because I don't think there's, you know, have you ever been in a situation yourself where you kind of end up in a bit of a hole? Maybe you've told one white lie or something, and then it spreads from there, and then it's out of control, and then you've got to try and sort it out. It's very rare that people have bad intentions. In fact, I think people always think that they're doing the right thing somehow. So that's what I'm feeling from that, is that anything that's going on today is, it's not with malicious intent. You know, even when people have narcissistic tendencies, which it could be, it's not with evil intent, you know, it's about some kind of damage that they've not healed within themselves. And so they're not, you know, trying to do it. Anyway, we've got the Six of Swords out. Six of Swords. This is birds pulling it forward. Let me read it out. The Six of Swords. So here. Six of Swords. Transitions. Help arriving at the perfect time. Rites of passage. Healing. Moving beyond trauma or shadows of the past. Support from others. Personal evolution. A spiritual transitional journey. Interesting. So, nothing's random, right? Even if we get in the energies that there could be a bit of a tricky energies out today, and you could get hoodwinked and stuff like that, and to listen to your intuition. But if that's manifesting for us, we're manifesting it for some reason, yeah? And it's always this. Rites of passage, healing, moving beyond trauma. We do manifest it, yeah? We've got our part in it. And so that's what it's about for us. It's about our own healing. Not necessarily just the other person's healing. We just get matched up, right? Shadow series, difficulties accepting help, resistance to change, arduous transitions. Yeah, that resistance to healing, the resistance to the change, carrying baggage and weight from the past. That's come up a lot in people's readings lately. And in energy healings that I've done as well. It's like massive weights on people's shoulders, taking way too much on, not being light. Like this card. Not being light like this. So if stuff's going down today, be light about it, because it's part of your healing too. You know, so there's some sensitivity that you've got in yourself that's actually creating this situation in the first place. So say it's an extreme thing, and I'm not picking it up that it is, but say it's like an empath with a narcissist, and the narcissist is gaslighting the empath today. The empath has that part in that, because empaths attract narcissists because they're not in their power. Or the ones that do attract the narcissist are not in their power. So this says you're moving through a period of realignment, and things can feel turbulent during these times of transition. Trust that a better future awaits you on the other side of this change. Maybe you're going through a rite of passage or an intense spiritual transformation. These experiences are profoundly personal, and you may feel alone right now. Even when it's difficult to accept assistance from others, remain open to receiving help from the most unexpected of places. Allow the gentle support of the universe to move you through this ocean of evolution, and lean towards silver linings on the horizon. More sunshine, yes please. Sometimes we find ourselves adrift because we think we're ready to move on, but our heart's still anchored to the past. What old chapter needs to be closed? Chase guidance in the form of renewed hope, and get ready to explore fresh beginnings on the opposite shore. Accept help as I easily cross this transition. Hey Barbara. Whenever I'm around toxic people, I'm so grateful to get home to my flat. Yeah. But that's the hideaway thing. That's like, Barbara, that's when you're not empowered in yourself, when you're out and about with them, you know, when you can't stand up to them. And it's funny because the personal stuff that I've got going on at the moment with lies and all kinds of stuff is, I'm standing up to them. I'm not sitting back this time. Like other times I might have got hurt and then hidden away like that. Not this time. I'm standing up to them because they've done it, you know. They've said it. They've done it. So I'm not hiding away this time. So when you want to hide away and do like a blanket protection like that, it's because you're not empowered enough yet to deal with things in the situation, being strong in the situation, standing up for yourself and stuff like that. And that's all right too. You know, it's a path. It's a path to that kind of empowerment. I know. I've been on it for a long time. Hey Rose. Coffee. Let's get some more cards out. My new decks still haven't arrived. What's their response? Denial from one of them. And I still can't figure out whether he made it up. He can't have made it up. Why would he make up something about two other people? Something that kind of has some truth in it for 2 years. He wouldn't know that unless somebody's told him that. No, I've not told him that. Anyway, so he's denying it. The other one, he just keeps on sending me messages about loving me, but as a friend, and yeah, it's getting a bit crazy. So they're in damage limitation, but I'm not backing down to it, you know, because it's an important. it's important because when we're in a small community like this, when there's things said and then the gossip gets spread around the island very fast here, which it has done. I can't go anywhere now without people saying this. That's not true, and it's come from one of those too. You know, they've got to own that. So I'm not letting them get away with it. We've got lizard spirit, dream the world into being. So there's a creative aspect of today. Wait. We've dreamed the world into being. So whatever dramas are happening, we're kind of dreamed into being. We're expected. So sometimes we think that we're dreaming into being what we want, but a lot of the time we can be focused on the stuff that we don't want, on the drama, on the stuff that we don't want. So this is telling us to be careful of our thoughts. Careful of our thoughts. Because we have dreamed some things into being that we don't necessarily want. We didn't necessarily want. I got beautiful cards today. Did you see them? Put them on social media for my personal cards. I got this Purify and a Leg Up too. It's gorgeous cards. The artwork on some of these cards is amazing. Let's get something else. Yeah, but that's one of the good things about living on a small island is that we've got to sort stuff out. You've got to sort stuff out. You can't hide from it here. It's a tiny island. Hard to have pure thoughts all the time. Yeah, it is. We're human beings, and we've got egos. We've got that part of our mind that's there to protect us, you know. And so we're always battling that in a way. It's always going to pull us back and trying to protect us. So that's what it is, really. When we're talking about our thoughts, it's about recognizing what's the ego mind, the fearful mind, trying to protect us from certain death if we do things, and knowing how we get tuned into our higher selves mind, get that intuitive mind going. It's a point in meditation, really, is to train the mind like that, to know the difference between the two, so it doesn't go away. Like, you can't have pure thoughts all the time because, I don't know. Would you want your ego removed? Not really. You'd be very vulnerable if you had that removed. It does serve a purpose. I've got a card. Leadership. Leadership. This is taking the lead, being the one maybe that sorts things out, being the one that remains an adult in the situation, that kind of thing, leading the way. So this is about not stooping. If you've got stuff like that going on today or tomorrow for you guys, yeah, then take the high ground, be the leader in that situation. Maybe you do need to empower yourself and stand up for yourself, but take the lead in it. Don't let it fly. Just don't let them get away with it. Yeah. So if it is a narcissist trying to gaslight you, call them out on it. Yeah, they're not going to change and they're not going to understand probably, because narcissists are so unhealed, right? But call it out. Be the leader in that situation and call it out. Sparring on an energy level, the fight. So be a leader in it. Whatever you've got going on today, let's get Brian Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle out. A friend of mine is opening his new bar tonight. Got another opening party to go to. So let's see what drama happens in that. Oh, we got 4. 4. camera's disconnected. Hang on. That's why. Wait. Come back. There we go. Back. I'm back. Started running again. Oh boy, major distress. De-stress. Barbara, narcissists are impossible. Yeah, they are. They're so unhealed, you know. They're a mess. And unfortunately, they've been enabled by society, right? Narcissists have been applauded in a way and applauded and rewarded by society, so they have been enabled, which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing to be enabled in your victimhood or enabled, and we've got to make sure that we don't swing the other way and enable victimhood, you know. We see all of this, the Me Too kind of stuff. I mean, there's a good aspect of that, but of course there's always a negative expression of it too. And we've got to make sure that we don't switch it around so that we're enabling people to remain in victim mode. Like, who's the biggest victim? Me too, I'm the biggest victim. That can be really dangerous. Really dangerous. It's like when you have a breakup and then your friends just want to commiserate with you all the time and keep you the victim. Have you ever had that happen? It's that kind of enabling, it's not good at all. And narcissists, which is terrible for them really because they're unhealed. It's like enabling people that are really overweight to continue as they're going. There's some of that going on too. Saying that it's okay or that it's a natural thing. Well, we've got this never-ending story is in the way. Something that keeps on happening. Something that keeps on happening is in the way. I need to do some work today on myself. I need to get to the bottom of this because something keeps on happening and it's happening again now. It's a pattern and I'm really seeing it now, and it's happening a lot of times over and over again. So if you've got something like that that keeps on happening to you, it's time to get to the bottom of it. Maybe get a reading about it. That's what I'll be doing today. I'll be reading about it because I'm over this repeating pattern. I don't know how it is that I'm manifesting it, but I hope at the end of the day I know how I'm manifesting it. I needed to get back to a routine that works for me. Oh, you can stay stuck in your head 24/7. Yeah, I've got to be careful of that. We've got round and round, never-ending story. It goes round and round. So whatever's happening, you've got to repeat. You've got something on repeat, as do I. Got to get to the bottom of it today, because it's preventing this new life and the blessings that are coming our way. So how's that? We've got two cards that pretty much say the same thing. A never-ending story. It's going round and round. And we've got a new life that's awaiting for us with lots of blessings. This is preventing us from getting there. And that's why it's coming up. So these things, when these things come up, which one should we have? I have new life. When these things come up, it's because it's not a punishment or anything like that. It's not saying, oh, look at you, what you've been focused on, it's all wrong and bad. It's nothing like that. It's saying, it's like our higher self saying, you can't have this thing that you're asking for when you're holding this vibration that you've got, so I need to point it out. And then if you don't notice when I point it out, I'll make it bigger and bigger and bigger until you do realise what it is. The ugly mirror. I talk about the ugly mirror sometimes. When someone comes into our lives and they show us to an extreme what we're doing ourselves, so that we don't miss it this time, the universe is like, look, this is the most extreme example I've got of a person. Let me put them in front of you, because you're doing this, you're just doing it to a lesser degree, so that we can really see it. And then we see it in them, and then we're like, okay, they're doing that, and maybe we try and help them or whatever. And then there comes a point where we wake up and we go, oh, okay, yes, I'm doing this myself. Why am I telling them what I should be telling myself? So it could be something like that. Okay, let's get more cards out. And then I'll do readings for everyone. Starting with myself. Yeah, I actually did a couple of readings for myself yesterday just to try and make sense of what was going on. If someone's broken, I'll take them. It can get like that, Barbara. Put me in a room full of 100 men. I'm going to be attracted to the one with issues, for sure. For sure. Right. I've got 3 of these out as well. Oh, I love cards. They help us so much. This is really interesting. Especially because of what Barbara just said and I just said there. We've got the underworld here. People that are in devil energy. People that are in the dark side. People that are expressing their traits negatively. Because they're unhealed and all of that. This is the underworld. We could all be there. We are all there sometimes. We get caught up in that. But we've got the underworld first, right? People in their crap. Then we've got the medallion. Now, putting those two together, this is telling me that sometimes we want the crap to come into our lives because we want to wear this medal to say, I healed this. Now, why would we want to do that? You know, why would we want to attract someone who is damaged into our lives to fix them so that we've got the medal? Like, why do that? Why is that medal so worth having? Well, it tends to stem from childhood. So if we've got, like, say, a parent with narcissistic, just an example. I mean, I keep on saying about narcissistic, but it's the obvious one, isn't it? And I'm not just talking about like diagnostics kind of thing. I'm talking about anyone with narcissistic traits, which we all have. We all have those traits. But someone that's expressing it negatively. So if you had a parent with those traits, and we all, as kids, we're trying to win the affections of our parents, right? We're trying to please them. We're trying to get that love. Yeah. Well, then you get into adulthood, and then you want to seek out these people that have got that same underworld stuff going on to win this time. It's an ego thing, to win this time. I want to get that medal. I want to win out. I want to win the narcissist. I want to win their love. I want to change them. And I want to beat them. It's an ego thing. People can convince themselves, no, I just want to heal the world. I want to make it all right. I want to heal it. It's not. It's an ego thing. It's wanting this medal. So that's what it is for some people. Wanting to win. Just wanting to win. So watch out for that today, because that... Then we've got the box. That's a messed up box to put yourself in. Boxes are all about labels, these boxes that we put ourselves in. It's a messed up box to be in. And when you realise that's what you're doing, like I realised that years ago, when I was still attracting abusive guys into my life. God, I don't anymore. But the reason that I don't anymore is that I recognise it now. And so I'm attracting the same kind of guys in because I'm trying to get my dad to love me and not abuse me. Yeah. And I'm like, this time I'll get dad to love me. Well, they don't. They abuse you. Abusers abuse. And once I quit, I realised that I was trying to get that medal. I was putting myself in that box. I was trying to get myself that medal. It's messed up. So it is a big revealer. Today is a big revealer of something that we've got going on inside of ourselves. The boxes that we've put ourselves in. Wow. Eva. Barbara's got good responses. Hi, Michelle. Yeah. Stems from childhood. It usually does. It can be adulthood too. We can have like trauma in adulthood. You get locked into that. Hey, Mel. My brother and I seem to be having a spiritual battle of egos. Yeah. It is. It's all ego. Hey. That's what we're being shown. We don't want to admit it sometimes. Want to win. Want to win. It's nice to say how useful they are. Cards are so useful. I mean, I wouldn't have come up with that, especially this medal thing. It's like, oh shit, that's us being called out, right? This medal. It's like, I want to win. I want to get that medal. Okay, let's do readings for everyone. I am going trying again. 20 minutes. So we've got 20 minutes. Okay, starting with me. So where's my crap going on at the moment? I've got innocent and success. Back to some kind of innocence. I don't know. I need some more cards. Help me out a bit here. Cards. Jealousy. People interfering. That's the energies today. People interfering. What's under that and that jealousy? Oh, it's so frustrating. And this thing that's going around and around for me is that people keep on doing this. People like, I've got so many guys after me and none of them step forward, and even the ones that pretend to step forward and then they don't ever step forward. So everyone's thinking that I've got a lot of boyfriends and I don't have any. I've been single for ages. Like, literally none of them step forward properly. Or if they do, it's kind of half-assed and it's annoying. And then they're all jealous. They all think I've got a lot of boyfriends. But really there's none. It's so weird. Anyway, yeah, I've got to get to the bottom of that. Something about innocence and success. It's always harder to read for myself than it is for everyone else. Because my ego blocks me, you know. Donna, what's your crap? Oh, yours is good. Yours is good. The joy of service. So, yeah, again, this is like that, what those cards just told us there, about getting that, the medal, winning out. It's like the light forces win out the dark forces. We're all like superheroes, healer superheroes, we want to win. But you get joy in doing that, in being in that box and helping and stuff like that. We do, right? It's a community thing. There is a positive expression of it. There is. But then there's a negative expression of it, isn't there? And we go between the two. So Donna, yours is about actually getting joy out of helping people. Maybe to the point of enabling when it's in its negative expression. It's like when I first started doing readings and stuff, I would like seek out, I'd be on Facebook seeking customers out, seeking out problems, seeing where I could pick it up on in people's posts. Like, how fucked up is that? And I recognise it now, but that's what I was doing, and then, you know, not getting good responses back. No, but it's pure judgment when you do that. Looking for people's problems and then pointing it out to them and saying, do you want a reading about it? Of course. It's like, oh no. Be like a doctor going around saying, I think you've got this thing wrong with you. Be like, get out, get away from my front door, what are you doing? Yeah. And then I realised, you know, I don't need to do that. I can just do like I do now, just show people what I do, and then people come to me and then ask me, and then that's healthy. So there's always and now I get the joy from helping people, but not the crap from seeking it out. So there's always a positive and negative expression of it, and we're always kind of on the way to doing to the positive expressions of what we've got inside of us. Always trying to be of service to the world. Yeah, so you just got to be careful how you do that. As I say, like years ago, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that I used to do that. It's messed up. It's pure judgment. Eva, what crap have you got going on? Oh, I need more cards out for you. Eva, it's about willingness to warmth, willingness to be open-hearted. Yours is about. Let's get some more on that. Oh, this is tricky. Eva, this willingness to be open-hearted, and then you've got, is it true, and find a new approach. This, I think I recognise this in myself too. this is, it's like a being closed-hearted, but pretending that you're being open-hearted and having a kind of workaround to pretend that you're open-hearted when really you're being closed and you're protecting yourself. It's not true open-hearted that you're being, it's just some kind of workaround because of trauma. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people doing that when they say like love and light and things like that, you know, when somebody says something really judgmental or something critical and then puts love and light at the end of it, it's like a stab in the back. Do you know what I mean? A stab in the back and then a smile on the face. I'm not, that's an extreme of it, I'm not saying you're doing that, but there's some kind of way that you think you're being open-hearted. It's like you're not ready to be open-hearted yet because you haven't empowered yourself, but you know that you need to be open-hearted, and so you're trying to open your heart before you're ready to, and it's coming out as this dysfunctional kind of a workaround that's not really open-hearted. Yeah? So there you go, you're trying to open up. Well, maybe don't try and open up. Maybe recognize, I'm not ready to open up. I haven't got the, yeah, there you go, anxious, you get anxious. That's your guidance system saying you're not ready to open up yet. Don't force it. Don't force it. So, you're not ready to open up. That's okay. That's okay. The self-loving thing would be would be to say to yourself, I'm not ready to open up yet. Because every time I try and do it, I'm doing a workaround. It's a false opening up anyway. But the anxiety that kicks in is showing me it's not time yet. It's not time yet. And when you take the pressure off yourself like that, you relax. It's a self-acceptance thing of where you're at. You will get the information that you need to, yeah, slow down and wait. Slow down and wait. You don't need to push yourself. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, I think we've all been there, right? Forcing ourselves to open up before it's time to open up. We're trying to. Who's next? Rose. I love like these kind of readings where we've got a focus. We've got a messy focus. It's nice. It's like really getting into it. Do you know what I mean? Really getting into the nuts and bolts of what's going on. Rose, you've got criticism and self-love. Opposites, aren't they? Yeah, so whatever's coming up for you at the moment, this story that's going around and around, this hurdle that you've got to get over, it's about criticism. It's about how you're criticising yourself. So you've just got mirrors. It's the normal thing. When you start getting criticised by someone and it causes a reaction, an emotional reaction in you, it's because you're criticising yourself in that same way. And so ask yourself, when you're getting criticism or when you're imagining that people are thinking critical thoughts of you, ask yourself, how is it that I'm thinking this of myself? How am I judging myself that same way? How am I criticising myself that same way? Like that story of me and my rent when it was a month late and I was imagining that they were all criticising me in my head. They were all new and they didn't know at all. Even in reception they didn't know when I told them and went to pay it. They hadn't realised. And it was all about me and my self-judgment of my financial situation at the time. And so you've got to do that. The criticism that's coming back at you, you've got to turn it into self-love by letting yourself off the hook. Interesting. So that's two of you that got to let yourself off the hook and go easier on yourself. And it be more about self-love. It really does unlock everything. We can be trying to fix something, trying to heal something, you know, trying to open up, trying to get something to happen, literally for years. And we can't, and it's only when we stop and love ourselves instead. Stop pushing ourselves. Have that acceptance that the healing can actually happen, because it's all about self-love. Michelle. If they do, it's with a bouquet of turds and lies. Michelle. Oh. Right. So yours is more guidance of how to reveal yours, Michelle, with whatever's going on. How to reveal these patterns. It seems like a mishmash to you. There's all kinds of things happening and you can't get to the bottom of it. How can you get to the bottom of it? By this. By writing it down so that it becomes in your awareness. Journaling. Have you journaled? When you journal, if you're just writing down your thoughts and your feelings for the day, you'll be surprised at what comes out. Does anyone else journal? Are you surprised at what comes out? Because the things that you're thinking about, you think, the things that have been going around in your mind, that are in your awareness, that are going around in your mind, you think that that's what's going to come out. And that does come out, but then more comes out. And you're like, wow, I didn't even know I had that in me. So something will come out of your awareness by journaling, by writing your thoughts and feelings down. So just get going on it. I mean, to get to the bottom of these things and these patterns, you can get readings too, but you've got it all inside of yourself. Like, it's in your awareness. Your higher self is wanting to alert you to these things. So get writing, Michelle, and it'll work itself out. You'll get that information that you need about why stuff is going on, what your part in it is. Mel. Mel's next. What time is it? Okay, got 10 minutes. 9 minutes. Mel, oh, scapegoat. The scapegoat. Prepare and blame, right? So we're all being prepared for a new life. We're all being prepared for a new life by this stuff coming up. It's something that we need to sort out so that we can move into this new life. And yours is the scapegoat, Mel. So scapegoats, it feels like everyone else is putting responsibilities onto you, giving you the blame, stuff like that. But what really is happening is that you take responsibility for people. Always, yeah. Always being the leader kind of thing, always, just taking responsibility. Instead of just taking responsibility for yourself, Mel, you take responsibility for others too. And sometimes it's because we want to help, because we get that joy out of helping people. But helping people is very different. As I said, if people ask me for a reading and I help them, that's great. It's very different when you're seeking out that. I don't go into people's lives and say, here, I'm going to sort out and heal you. And I don't take responsibility for people like that. I used to, years ago when people would get readings, I used to get so involved in it and want to follow up and stuff like that and find out what was happening. I don't have that urge to anymore. So I used to take too much responsibility for clients and their healing. Especially, I just read something had come up, and I'd get too personally involved in it. It's that kind of thing, and that leads to scapegoat. That's when people blame you because they're quite willing to give away responsibility. Of course they are. If they're unhealed with something, their ego will tell them, yeah, if someone wants to take responsibility of this, I'll give it to them, and then I'll blame them when they don't fix it, because you can't fix it for people. They've got to do it themselves. Can't take people's responsibilities away from them, the lessons away from them, the crashes away from them. They've got their own lives to live. They're here to learn. We're not here to protect anyone from anything. So you've got the scapegoat going on, Mel. And that's what's going on for you now, is your higher self wants you to let go of that, taking responsibility for other people and things. Karen, pull a card regarding time frame for a condo to sell. No, I can't do that, but what I can do, Karen, is, because you're manifesting it, right? You're manifesting it. So how can you manifest it actually selling? Now this is interesting, Karen. About communication and accept what is. Sometimes when people try and sell stuff, they can make things up. So they can make things up and then not listen to what the other person's saying in return as well, just to try and convince them to get what it is that they're selling. When you don't need to do that, you can just be open about it, and then the person that actually wants it can come in. There's something like that. It's like you're trying to push it in a communication that's not 100% true, instead of just accepting. It's like you're trying to sell to someone that doesn't want it. Which will always happen if you're trying to sell something and not telling the 100% truth about it, because the right person will be put off by that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like the real estate that you're working with, maybe you were an energetic match to them of this pushy kind of con them into getting it, con the wrong person into getting it, instead of being 100% sure that the right person is going to want to get it, and you just need to put it out there. So it's in the communication and the reasons behind, or your beliefs behind it not selling or something, and why you'd want to communicate it that way. Who's next? Barbara's next. Amy, I've inspired you to start reading your cards again. Awesome. Barbara, what have you got going on? 4 minutes. I've got 4 minutes going on before training time. Barbara, you've got up until now in transformation. Transformations that have been happening in your life again and again. It's like this, a repeating pattern, repeat the same thing that you need to heal over and over again, that kind of thing. It seems like it's the same thing. It's not. It's just deeper and deeper layers of it. Peeling those layers of the onion. So it's stuff that's come up for you before, which is good, because you get better and better at dealing with it when you recognise it, but you're just taking it to the same level. Next level, I mean, not the same level. So you've had a similar transformation as you're going through now. You're being invited to go through now. You've had it before, so it's recognisable to you. But you can take it to the next level. It's like training. It reminds me of training, you know. It's like I've been training now Muay Thai for 2.5 years, and then this champion shows up a few days ago, watches me training, videos me training, and then says, I want to train you. And it was just incredible. Like, there's no way he would have trained me in the last 2.5 years. It's just he came in. When the student's ready, the teacher appears, right? With anything. And so this transformation that you're going through, you're going to have like more support or different support or more information or more awareness in yourself to deal with it on another level this time. So go around that loop again. Amy's next. I'm nice to inspire you to pick up your cards again. Amy. Get the prepare card as well. Growth, it's all about growth for you, Amy. So you've been holding yourself back from shining or going for much more and much better than you have before because it hasn't happened for you in the past. We can lower our sights because we get disappointed in ourselves and in the universe when we didn't manage to make it. But your higher self is wanting you to go for the growth, and is preparing you to do that, to go for the bigger and the better, Amy. And trust him. Hi, Zia. Zia, let's go fast through these last few, because I've got 1 minute left. Choose to change, get into the grace, Zia. Out of the struggle, into the flow of all good. How can you do that? Well, you wake up in the morning and you say to yourself, I'm going to look for the miracles today instead of the problems. Yeah. That's you. It's been big eye-openers in the last 2 weeks. Positive tails. Yes, you can have one. You've got gratitude in this moment. This is saying don't be in the future so much, like wanting things to be different and always there's some goalpost in the future. Be in the moment more of what's going on now. You're the most important thing, not the stuff that you can get or the goals that you can reach. You are the most important thing in your life, and you're here right now. So this is about acknowledging how far you've come to feel better about yourself. That's you. If anyone wants a private reading, I've still got my half-price sale, weekend sale going on at the moment. It's going on for another couple of hours. That's the link for it. Kathy. Oh, Kathy. Kathy, you've got lovers and wait. We could all have got these cards, hey? Really? That's what's happening for like a lot of people. Oh, I didn't press enter. There's the half-price sale. Yeah, really this is happening for a lot of people. There's this hurdle to get over. We can't have what we want until we've done this, until we've got over this and we've healed this thing, whatever it is. Or stop this pattern. Realize this pattern. That's you. There you go, I did it. Yay. Thanks everyone for coming along and your likes and your subscribes and all of that. Let's see if I'm on tomorrow. Oh, no, I have got a friend that's opening up a bar tonight, so we'll see how that goes. You're welcome everybody, thanks for coming. Yeah, and if you want one of those half-price readings, it's probably on for another 2 hours or something like that. You can, I pop the link up there in the comments. Bye everybody. Have a good day.